Tonight, Ka Zi Ga, a dish that carries the memory of distant shores. From the south of Vietnam, where the slow rivers of the Mekong Delta feed long groves of coconut palm, and every kitchen keeps its own quiet ratio of spice, handed down by hand and never written. This is a curry built on patience, not the fierce heat of a faraway kitchen, but something gentler. Lemongrass, bruised until it weeps its oil. Annatto, blooming red gold in warm fat. Chicken, taro, and sweet potato, left to soften in coconut and broth. The restaurants rush it. The home cook never does. Servings 4. 20 minutes of preparation, 30 minutes of cooking, 50 minutes in all. 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs, 1.5 tablespoons of curry powder, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 inch of ginger, 4 cloves of garlic, 1/2 pound of taro, 1/2 pound of sweet potato, 1 cup of coconut cream, 3 stalks of lemongrass, 2 tablespoons of annatto oil, 3 cups of chicken broth, and 1 whole baguette. First, the chicken, cut into bite-sized pieces, tossed with curry powder until each piece wears a coat of gold. Then the turmeric and the salt, and last, garlic and ginger, grated fine, folded through by hand. It rests now. It takes the spice in. Now the aromatics. 3 stalks of lemongrass, bruised along their length until the woody fibers give way and the oils rise. Cut into segments the length of a finger. The taro is peeled and cubed. The sweet potato, the same. Earth and root, waiting by the pot. The annatto oil warms in a deep pot, and slowly it turns the color of embers. The chicken goes in. It sears softly, the spice darkening, the edges catching gold. This is the sound of the dish beginning. A low, patient sizzle. No rush. Just heat and time. In go the taro, the sweet potato, and the bruised lemongrass. Then the broth, poured in a steady stream until everything is just covered. It rises to a boil and then falls to the gentlest simmer. For 20 minutes, the kitchen does the only thing a kitchen must. It waits. And then the coconut cream. 1 cup, stirred slow into the broth, and the whole pot softens. The red gold turns to warm ivory. 5 more minutes. No more, just long enough for it to grow round and sweet and whole. The baguette is torn or sliced, still soft inside. The curry is ladled hot into a bowl, bread to the broth. That is how the south of Vietnam eats this dish, not with a spoon alone, but with something to carry every last drop. History and cultural origins. The word itself remembers a journey. Curry, from kari, the Tamil word for a spiced sauce, carried east across the sea by Indian traders 1,000 years and more ago, to the shores of an old kingdom called Champa. The Cham people, who once ruled the center and the south of this land, kept the temples and the curry both. From them, the warm spices took root in Vietnamese soil. Lemongrass and coconut, already native to the delta, met turmeric and curry from far away, and something new was born. Then came another arrival. Before the French, there was no baguette in this land. They brought the bread, and the south of Vietnam made it its own, lighter, airier, with a thinner crust. And so a curry born in India, served on bread from France, became somehow entirely Vietnamese. In the South, this is not weekday food. The grandmothers will tell you it belongs to the gathering days. It is ladled out at weddings, at the Dam Yo, the death anniversary feasts that honor the ancestors, and in the first warm days of Tet, the Lunar New Year, a dish for when the family comes home. At last it is ready. The bowl steams. The bread waits beside it. Outside, the evening comes soft over the delta. Kaziga is the rarest kind of recipe, one that has survived migration and empire and 100 years of change. It survives because it was never trying to be impressive. It was only trying to feed the people who loved it. And the table, at last, is set.